Om Namo Narayanaaya. Please repeat after me. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhanaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvodpatyaadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambha Shankracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Harihi Om. Suswagatam. We are studying a beautiful text, Sadachara. We have reached to verse number 9. We have completed, right? Please repeat verse number 9. Laya vikshepayo sandhau manasatra niramisham sasandhi sadhito yena samukto natra sanshayah. So it is said, Samukto na atra sanshayah. Where there is no doubt for liberation, where there is a state of desirelessness. That is a indication. So desirelessness is the only state which is understood and indicated by our scriptures as a liberation. So what do we understand as bondage? So opposite of it is bondage. What is that? Desires about the things, beings, and the situations of the world. So the question can be asked, am I waiting for some experience in my life? Think, it is a question. Am I waiting for some experience in my life? If the question answer is yes, then ask, which experience am I waiting for? Which experience I am waiting for? That cannot be an experience, because experience happen because of desire. Right. So one which is called as mumukshutvam is a desire. That's a liberation, which is an intense desire for liberation. Other than that, all experiences and all sort of desires are coming under this field called as bondage. Complete bondage. Why is it so? So the question should be asked in this way. Who is this entity who is desiring for whatever? Who? So the answer is ego. Ego is desiring to have some experience on some level. So if somebody has this desire to go to different levels called as lokas, so having gone to different lokas, what is a desire? Again, there is some experience of joy. Joy on what level? So again, it is on a very subtle level of faculties of this subtle body called as antakarana. So, if we understand this, slowly, a seeker has to continuously question our own mind, because our mind is such which has n number of tricks. For what? To distract us from this path of spiritual highest gain. N number of tricks. It will say, see, everything is there, and why are you going early in the morning? There is no need. Now you have listened so much. Sit at home and relax. Who is telling? Mind. Today is a rainy day. See, why should you take so much trouble? Class happens every time. If you miss one class, what makes a difference? Who is telling? Mind. If you take one more gulab jan, what makes a difference? Have it. Every time you don't have to be so controlled. So these are the tricks of the mind. This is how the mind wants us to follow its own command. And the person who starts following mind commands as per the desire goes in a circle of continuous different experiences and get caught up in different experiences. What do you understand by caught up in different experiences? Okay. Anyone? What is meant by caught up in the experiences?
We are not able to come out of those desires. One after the other, we get another desires, and again another desires. We are in vicious circle of desires.
Okay. Attachment. Craving for one more experience. So it is said in Siddhaprajna Lakshana, Dukheshu anudvigna manah sukheshu vigata spruha. This sukheshu vigata spruha, this to be underlined and understood. What? No craving for any experience so called as joy. No craving at all. So, but when there is a craving, that's called as a mind is caught up in the experiences. Then it can be anything, good or bad, both. So in the 18th chapter, it is beautifully mentioned, that person who is Medhavi, so it is explained there, Chinna Samshayah. Chinna Samshaya means what? Now in his mind or that person's mind, there is no doubt about what? About that no experience is real. First, no experience is real. All experiences are happening on the level of mind, and mind itself is untrue. Mind itself is untrue. Why? That which gets falsified in some state, that is called as asat. Mind gets falsified when? In complete deep sleep. Where is mind? So one has to be very clear, that which gets completely falsified, their astitva has no meaning at that time, and therefore it is completely asat. Now first, one must understand this correct meaning of asat, unreal. That means it appears, but it does not have its independent existence. This clarity should be there. Chinna samshayaha. Medhavi. Medhavi is what? He has used his complete discrimination and reached to that level of knowledge where there is no doubt about any sort of worldly experiences at all. What are they? They are all coming under the category called as asat, unreal. Then alone that person can completely get established in sattva, complete sattva. Then sattva is what? It is absolutely stable, it is serene, and there is no excitement in it at all. Excitement. When there is rajasikta, then there is a demand of excitement. Think. It's too cold. Let us have one nice cup of coffee. See, this is called a little excitement has come up. Why? There's something. Now, half an hour before you had nice adrak ka tea. Adrak means ginger. No. Now it's fine, but now it's something different. So this is how this mind craves for some excitement. It can be anything. I am giving just one example. So here it is said, na tatra samshaya, about what? One who reaches to desirelessness. There is no doubt that person is liberated. So this is for, we have again recapped it. Verse number 10. Sarvatra praninam dehe japo bhavati sarvada hamsa sohamiti jnatva sarva bandhair vimuchyate. Together. This is a very interesting verse. I was reflecting on this beautiful verse. It says, and we have to relate to our own state. Sarvatra praninam dehe japo bhavati sarvada. Sarvatra praninam dehe. Praninam dehe means in the body of every being. Japo bhavati sarvada. There is something going on as a repetition. Okay. Now we have to ask to ourselves, what is going on which I want. Because is there any moment, ask, there is no wish to have something. Think. There is japa of going on of what? So we have a japa. Japa means repetition about all worldly things. Think about it. Continuous, there is a repetition of either about the object, about the person, or about some situation. Yes or no? And this is how the mind is caught up in what? In this repetition of thought pattern. Now note it. If you are aware of your own mind pattern, what it does? It brings the same and same sort of repetition of experience, which is called as brooding. Brooding of what? Either on the past experiences which happened, or which has not happened yet, but you want it to happen. Both this mind is brooding over. And this is called as repetition. This is called as japa. Japa means what? Anything you repeat about. That is called as japa. So this happens to a common person. Continuous repetition of. Few examples. If somebody said something early in the morning to you, whatever, the whole day same. इसने ऐसा क्यों कहा? नहीं, ऐसा मुझे ही क्यों कहा? बाकी लोगों को तो क्यों नहीं कहा? Why it is said so to me? Why it is not to somebody else? Now just see, one thing said in, something happened in a day. कुछ भी, अच्छा बुरा. The mind is continuously thinking about that only. Do you know Yes or no? Think about your mind. Array, everything when it is real, what? It is unreal. Mind makes it real. And that which mind makes it real, it is called as projection of Maya. That is a Vikshepak Shakti, projection power of Maya. So when you start repeating anything about the world, understand you are under the spell of Maya, illusion. So awareness is required to quickly stop it. Stop. No more repetition at all. This requires awareness. Awareness comes when you are strongly rooted in your witnesshood. Otherwise, it is not possible. How much strong is your witnesshood, that much your awareness will be very strong, very strong. So, it is said, Japo bhavati sarvada. But now the scripture wants to tell, if you quieten your mind, then you will understand what japa is going on. Then the japa is aham hansa. That you have to add there. Hansa aham. Aham saha. Aham saha. Aham saha. Saha means that. I am that. Soham iti. That I am. Actually, that japa is going on inside. Iti jnatva. Now, jnatva here is a beautiful word. Jnatva means having known. Having known what? Having experienced. Only experienced? No. Having completely established in it. Then only. Then what? Sarva bandhai vimuchyate. All the shackles of bondage completely gets absolutely destroyed, annihilated. When one realizes one's own true nature, then alone. So if we ask this question, how one can realize one's own nature? So then the method is given again. Verse number 11. Tarpanam svasukhe naiva svendriyanam tarpanam svendriyanam pratarpanam manasa mana alokya Svayamatma prakashate. Together. Tarpanam svasukhe naiva. So here one example is taken to make us understand. What is that? Tarpanam. Eva pratarpanam. Tarpanam is giving offering to forefathers, and that is actually a tarpanam. In Shraddha, Kriya Adi, there is a tarpanam. So, having done tarpanam to forefathers, how do you feel? You feel, okay, I have done my duty and I am satisfied. So this is an example taken. So when there is a tarpanam, then there is a satisfaction called as pratarpanam. Now, here it is said, what tarpanam you have to experience? Swaindriyanam swasukhena eva. Now, all your senses, it is called as indriya yajna. All our senses should turn towards the self. And as the senses experiences objects and experience the joy, similarly by turning inside and connecting to the self, it will experience that supreme joy. Manasa atma prakashate swayam. So when all the senses are turned inward, where mind can be, so mind also turns inward. Where is the mind at present? At present it is outward. That means what? Ask the question, what am I seeing now? What am I seeing? When I see the objects, then if a desire comes of the object, that means I am only seeing the object and not the sat aspect of the object. When I see the person and desire arises about anything, then I am not seeing a sat aspect, chit aspect of the person, but I am only seeing a flesh of the person. Nari stan bhar. Bolo, bolo. Complete the verse. Good. Nari stan bhar nabhidesham drishtva maga mohavesham etan mansav sadivikaram manasi vichintaya varam varam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam Govindam bhaja mudhamate. It is said there, Nari stanabhara nabhi desham. That means the body of opposite sex. When you look at it, what are you looking at it? So the example is taken as a Nari. Stana, bhara, nabhi, desham. Only we are looking at the flesh and nothing else. Then only there is a desire of enjoying it. Now, a delicate example I am giving. Take it in a right way. When you look at mother, she is also a Nari or not? What desire comes? Or father? No, what are you talking, Swamiji? Now just see, that is also Nari, this is also Nari. What is the difference? How I look at it. Who is making this difference? Me. Who is me? This is the point. Who is me? This is the ego's desire. So understand, even if the ego has some sort of noble Sanskriti called as culture, then that ego also can be fine. There are a number of people, those who are not liberated, but they have this cultured ego. They don't look at Nari as only Bhogavastu. Think, yes or no? Yeah, there are a number of good people in this world. Right. So, this is a point which is very clear here, that what is our perception of the world? Perception of the world. If my perception of the world is according to my desires, then 101% I will get caught up in the experiences. But if all my senses are turned inward, if all my senses are turned inward, the mind also will turn itself towards the self. So, then there is experience of that Atma Tattva. Now, when it is said here an experience, what is an experience? The experience is of no experience. Example, this is an example. What is experience in deep sleep? What is experience in deep sleep? No experience. But how is that state? Complete peaceful. So this one has to understand that this experience, when it is said, it is not the experience of Triputi. What is called as Triputi? Triputi means three important factors. This is called as object. Okay, object is there. When the object is there, then there is a thing which is experiencing it. Okay, then that is called as object, that is called as instrument of experience. Okay, and the third is experience itself. So there are three things. Clear? Object of experience, instrument of experience, and then there is a experience something as an experience. When this Triputi is not there, how? One, if it is missing. If mind is missing, there is no Triputi. If object is missing, no Triputi. So this is this experience, and this is called as Indriya Yajna. Why it is called as Yajna? Because in Yajna there is a sacrifice given. Here which sacrifice one has to give? Indriyas are continuously running towards the objects. Continuously. For what? For the craving of different experiences. Think. Now sacrifice is this, one has to go above this. Oh my God, no, I don't want this experience. That means I have to develop that strong wish to experience my own one's self. That first desire has to come. Now, yesterday when I was talking to the students, one person asked me a question. They all were 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th student. And the topic was discipline and moral life. So I spoke about discipline. One person asked me after the lecture, how to have discipline in life. How to have a discipline in life? What is your answer?
Submit to the mind and submit to the mind whatever it wants. So then
So understand, this is very important. Unless and until you have an intense desire to achieve something higher, nobody can be disciplined. This first one has to understand. If there is no higher desire, then I give a simple example for them. Sunday, what time you get up? This is 11 o'clock. Because they are children, they are all honest. 11 o'clock. Then I said, why? No, there is no school. See, when there is no school, that means there is no higher goal in the day. Then mind says, what is the fun in getting up early in the morning? Let me sleep. You got it? If we do not have higher goal of realization, mind says, why don't you allow me to enjoy objects and people around? Why this torture? Hope it is clear. Unless and until there is a higher intense desire, this intense desire is underlying. Swamiji, I have a desire. But it can be fulfilled in any life. Any life? Which life? If there are a number of lives, no, as you keep telling, the last, so many lives we have before. So then I will have a life. What is a guarantee you will get a human birth because of your karmas, looking at your karmas? Okay, fine. So this is just to make us aware. This is how one has to understand that discipline is not possible unless and until I have a higher goal. It is impossible.
Om Namo Narayanaya